Alright guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. Today we have the start of the What If series. We did this back in DBC 17 and all of that, and you guys really enjoyed it, and people wanted it to come back for Evo. I said I'd do it a long time ago, and we are starting it now. So the first one that we'll be doing is, what if Gary Ablett stayed at the Geelong Cats? So we have put Gary Ablett into the Geelong side, and we'll be seeing how he goes. We just go in straight away with our first simulation. We'll be tracking how Gary Ablett goes in the first few games, and then we'll just be going through and seeing how he affects the side as a whole. If he brings the morale back and then they can win a flag or something, we will see. So in the first game there, you could just see the scores. I just missed them, but we'll go across and have a look at Gaz's stats here. I just was messing about there. I couldn't understand what was going on, but there's Gary Ablett there. Didn't have much of an impact in the first game, sadly, but hopefully he can have a bigger impact in games to come for the Geelong Cats. And yeah, even if it's not just him getting disposals or goals, it is about what impact he has on the team as a whole, because obviously, you know, he could just absolutely lift them up and his leadership skills or whatever he wants to do. In our second game we lose 5-13, 43 to 6-10, 46. Obviously didn't make the most of our opportunities there, and Stephen Motlop ends up with the most goals for us. Lockie Hansen gets the 3 votes and the best on ground, and then we'll also monitor Gary's stats here that you can have a look at, as I said, throughout the first few games. By the way guys, leave your predictions. Do you think that we can win a premiership with Gary Ablett in the side? Do you think he can have a fantastic season? Do you reckon he'll have a bit of a quiet season? Where do you think Geelong will finish? Where do you think it'll impact the Cats? 15-11-101, played 13-19-97 at Etihad Stadium, and Darcy Lang starred for the Cats, and the Cats end up with their first victory. And young Buzzer down there, he could apparently be getting a game this week for the real Geelong side, I heard on the radio. So hey, that would be good for him. He ended up with 2 goals in this simulation. So yeah, and you'll get to see a bit later the crazy stuff the simulation does with the squad. I didn't understand that they did that, but they just absolutely messed with the squad, and there were players all over the shop. And yeah, this video was originally about 20 minutes long, and I had to cut out the parts where I fixed the team up. Anyway, a Geelong and Hawthorn thriller, 23-23, 161 to 23-15, 153. High scoring match there. Buzzer down there kicks 4, Menzel and Lang all kick 4 as well, and Tim O'Brien actually gets 5 goals. There must have been a lot of different goal scorers for Hawthorn there, which is absolutely crazy, that high scoring affair between the Cats and the Hawks, as it will always happen. There's always going to be something magical that happens in that game, especially in between these years where Hawthorn and Geelong have absolutely dominated the AFL. So you can see there, we're just moving on. After that absolutely crazy game, we have a game against the Saints in round 5 at Etihad at 8-10-58, plays 8-10-58, and it is a draw here. I was about to say the Saints win, but they don't. Corey Gregson kicks 2 goals for Darcy Lang, and 2 goals each for Blake Acres and Maverick Weller there for the Saints. Gary Ablett actually got 1 vote there, so you know, he's popped up there somehow. And yeah, I believe this is one of the last games, if not the last game, that we actually monitor how Gary goes, because obviously he wasn't just having a fantastic run there with the disposals and all of that, but he's starting to have a bit more of an impact. Against the Pies, 15-12, 102 to 17-11, 113, and we lose there against the Maggies. So we're having an alright start to the year. Buzzer, Gregson and Stephen Motlop there with the goals there. So 4 goals there, and he also gets up on the disposal tally stats, major stats. as well. Also, guys, let me know any other what ifs you want to see on this game, because I thought I could definitely bring this in. I know Jez is actually doing one, which is a massive coincidence. I told him that I was doing one. I told him that I was doing one today, and he said he's also bringing one out today. So that's a coincidence, but I don't know. Yeah. Also, let me know any other what ifs you would like to see within AFL Evolution. They don't all have to be about players and clubs. They can be anything. Like, what if freaking... I have no idea. We'll let you guys come up with it, because you guys probably have a better imagination on my video ideas than I do. And that is something for you. But I did come up with this one by myself, so... And it's funny, because I recorded this last night, and there was a comment on today's video saying, please bring back the What If series. And I'm like, well, I'm already doing that tomorrow, so I don't think I decided to reply. I just was like, oh, we'll wait until he sees this one tomorrow. But yeah, we have this game against the Bombers here, and a win, 17-6, 108 to 18-6, 114. Gregson has been a star. Mitch Brown has played well there for the Bombers, getting 4 goals and having 19 disposals, I believe, there. And yeah, that is where we stopped monitoring Gary. I was quite off there by saying it was the other game. This game happened recently, 1923, 137 to 1816, 124. It happened recently in real life at Skilled Stadium. And there you can see there that the Cats do walk away with the win. Paddy Dangerfield kicks 4, Corey Gregson kicks 4. Like, when will he stop kicking goals, this Gregson? And Tommy Hawkins actually gets himself in there. I believe that's Zane Cordy kicking an absolute bag. Just have a look at that. Zane Cordy has just absolutely dominated there. Those are the type of things that the AFL Evolution can bring you. It just is. Another recent game. We'll be coming up to the recents here. But this time Port Adelaide get the win. 14-16, 100. Played 18-15, 123, with Todd Marshall and Angus Monfries. Angus, he's a very Angus boy. Both kicking 4 goals. Great Angus. That's your new burger, boys. Come on, pick that up, McDonald's. I want some money as well. I just gave you a great idea. So... oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. Here we decide, we've gone through the first 10 rounds, we'll just simulate to round 20 instead of 19 like we normally do. Went past our game there. But yeah, we wouldn't simulate through the whole season like that, as the video would just be too long and probably be too boring in the end. So we just decided to do this as always, and we'll finish off simulating the last few rounds and the finals if we actually get into them. This is the time where I usually talk about some of the footy, including the teams that are involved, but we don't quite have enough time here as we simulated through the first 10 rounds, so we don't have enough time. I am sorry, but as you know, this is the area where we talk about the games that have happened, or any topic to do with the team. So yeah, that's what I just said, because there wasn't enough time to actually talk about it. So here at Simmons Stadium, Geelong versus Sydney, and we walk away with the win, 14-10, 94 to 11-23, 89, with I can't even see that name right there. I thought it said Manigola for a minute because it had the L-A at the end. Well, it's not even an L. I'm sorry, the screen is blurry. Paddy Dangerfield and Daniel Menzel both get the goals, and I don't think I'd be able to pronounce that name either. But I know he's on the list because I just know. So, yeah, I've seen him before, so... well, I've heard his name. Well, I haven't heard his name, but I've seen his name, like, you know what I mean. Against the Tigers, I just wanted to show you here the amount of injuries out on the sidelines right there, which is absolutely crazy, the amount of injuries. I might have to turn injuries off, I don't know. And there was also another injury below that on the list there. Obviously, you should have been looking to the left there if you knew what I was talking about. 12-6, 78, 210, 14, 74. Over at Simmons Stadium in round 21. Todd Elton, Kane Lambert and Oleg Markov are the top scorers for the Tigers, which is quite rare. Anytime there's Richmond in a game, I just focus on them. I'm sorry, there was probably something cool happening with Geelong there. 8-6, 54, played 6-13, 49 in a low-scoring game which the Maggies won. As you can see, we are just going through it quickly here because, as you can see, we will end up making the top 8. 1919 133, 1821 129. In our final regular game of the season, we have defeated the GWS Giants where Matt DeBoer kicks an absolute bag. Toby Green was one away from a bag, and so was Josh Cowan and Lincoln McCarthy for the Cats as well. So a good performance there, walking away with a 4-point victory, and that will send us to second spot on the ladder, where we will go ahead and play in the finals. So that'll be pretty cool. Let's see how far we can get through the finals. We haven't made it in the finals in a few of the recent videos in a while, so it's good to be back here, as you can see, with the qualifying final, and we go straight through the prelim. 10-6, 66-7, 16, 58 with Aaron Black, Tom Hawkins and Andrew Mackey kicking the goals. This has turned into a Geelong video rather than a Gary Ablett video, but it's like how Gary Ablett affects the team and what would happen if he got put into the team. So, you know, Gary Ablett hasn't been popping up on the stat sheets, but he's obviously helping the team. We go through the granny there, 8-10, 58 to 6-17, 53. And we're through the granny. Let's see if Gaz can pull off anything in the grand final, because he hasn't done anything this whole time. We haven't even been talking about Gary Ablett. We've just been talking about how the Geelong blokes are going. But fair enough, Gaz, lift your game. At the G, the granny between the Freo Dockers and the Geelong Cats, and 16-8, 104 to 18-7, 115. The Cats have won the grand final. Aaron Sandilands kicking a bag, Cam McCarthy as well. No one going big for our team but Josh Cowan, George Hornsmith and Cameron Guthrie all kicked 3 goals each, and Lockie Weller also kicks 2, I believe, there for the Freo Dockers. Freo, way to go, you just lost the grand final. Wait, when will they make one? What does a Freo supporter do after winning the grand final? He turns off his PlayStation. Da-de-da-de-da. That's such an old meme. I just had to put that in there. There you can see Gary Ablett. I went past him. But didn't have a massive impact, as you could see. But Gary Ablett has helped the Geelong Cats to a premiership, which could happen if he ends up going back next year. I think he's just that last piece. He's got to retire at Geelong, I believe. I don't know, that's just me. But I don't know, in AFL Evo he obviously helped them out. So say thanks, Geelong, because he helped you in AFL Evolution, and that's all that matters. AFL Evo rocks, boys. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm McCain. You've been the viewer. Until next time, peace. And I already said have a great day, so I don't know. I'm sorry. What have I done? I messed up my outro. Bye.